Maybe it's time the warriors be heard. Somebody's beautiful baby didn't come home from school in Texas. A whole lot of priceless children didn't come home. And in those homes, grieving parents who would have given anything if someone at that school with the mindset, the training, the capacity to stop the attack at Robb Elementary would have intervened in time for their child. But once again, we're reeling from the aftermath of another mass murder committed by a depraved individual lacking any humanity who looked down the barrel of his gun and killed 19 young children and 2 teachers before being confronted by law enforcement. Almost on cue, the politicians started chiming in on this event, in fact, within minutes. Let's set that aside and approach this from the harsh reality that bad people are going to do heinous things regardless of laws. If you knew a mass murder was going to strike your school, church, business, sporting event, or even your home in the near future, how would you prepare? It doesn't take a PhD in site security to know that you harden your soft target. You set up concentric rings of security and monitoring, watching for that don't look right, and have the ability to respond appropriately before an attacker can get to a large number of people. It's much easier to deal with someone out at a distance before they approach than once they get inside. And you restrict access to those that don't belong, such as locking exterior doors of your church or school once they're in session. And install a laminate film on the glass. That holds the window together despite gunshots or strikes with an impact weapon like a hammer or bat. In a recent training exercise I was involved with, our make-believe bad guy who was walking around on campus walked right by the classrooms that he couldn't see through the window in the door to get into, or just had a door that was locked. Now, in my post-TV meteorology passion of church security, we assess faith-based properties just like a criminal would. And then we fix the problem areas. Simple things like removing exterior door handles that could be chained together to trap somebody inside, or getting rid of landscape rocks or bricks that are left near the windows that could be used to break the window and gain entry. Consider putting up physical barriers like landscaping or those concrete pylons that would stop an out-of-control vehicle from crashing into a classroom or your sanctuary. And don't forget medical. Your staff members and volunteers need to know trauma medical, stop the bleed, CPR, and AED deployment. And here's a newsflash. The government is not going to fix the violence problem in our nation. They've had plenty of opportunities, and I have not seen much progress. So maybe it's time we listen to the warriors out there, those willing to boldly stand between evil and innocent, who would raise their hand and say, I will volunteer to serve my community and help keep the wolf at bay. Take the example of Iowa grocery store chain Hy-Vee, who recently started placing armed security guards in the store. Now, I can assure you these are not $15 an hour rent-a-cops with a walkie-talkie and riding around on a Segway. These are some of the finest with significant background, training, and the mindset to save the day. For the rest of us, that needs to be a clue. You can have a helpful smile, but also be a deterrent and willing to flip the switch like that if evil approaches. What we can do right now is work together to deter the dark forces that we face. Be caring, be loving, be a helper to those in need. But also let the bad man know that this school, this church, this business, this home is no longer a soft target. We don't get to pick the moment. The moment chooses us. Prepare your heart, your mind. Train hard. Prepare. Stay ready.